Imagine your car was made of glass. Every mechanism visible, every process exposed. This is what's actually happening inside your engine, right now as you drive. Let's start where all the power comes from. A single cylinder. The intake valve opens. Air rushes in, tumbling into the chamber as the piston drops. The injector fires, a fine mist of fuel sprayed directly into that incoming air. They mix into a single explosive charge. Both valves seal. The piston rises, squeezing that mixture into a space smaller than a coin. And then, the spark. The explosion expands at over 1,500 meters per second, driving the piston down with several tons of force. That force turns the crankshaft. Linear motion becomes rotation. The exhaust valve opens and the burnt gases are pushed out. One cycle complete. But it's never just one. 4 cylinders, each at a different stage, firing in sequence, thousands of times a minute. And underneath it all, the crankshaft never stops turning. Ever. Above the cylinders sits the valvetrain, the system that decides exactly when each valve opens. A camshaft lobe rotates and presses the valve down against its spring. Precise, mechanical, relentless. Then the spring snaps it shut, thousands of times a minute, without ever missing. 16 valves, opening and closing in perfect alternation. Intake, exhaust, intake, exhaust. A timing chain links the camshafts to the crankshaft, and if that timing slips by even a few degrees, pistons and valves collide. Each valve seats into a surface machined to microns. A perfect, gas-tight seal, every single time. Pistons below, valves above, all moving in one continuous mechanical conversation. Now let's look at what feeds all of this. Air, and a device that steals energy from waste. Hot exhaust gases leave the engine and flow into the turbine housing. Energy that would otherwise disappear. They spin the turbine to 200,000 revolutions per minute, faster than almost anything else in your car. That shaft drives a second wheel, the compressor, forcing far more air into the engine than it could ever draw in alone. But compressed air is hot air. The intercooler chills it back down, making it denser still. Then it flows through the intake manifold, splitting into each cylinder as the valves open. Waste becomes power. Exhaust spins the turbo. The turbo feeds the next explosion. The loop never breaks. But an engine this violent needs protection, and that comes from 2 separate fluids. Oil is forced between the spinning crankshaft and its bearings, forming a film thinner than a human hair that keeps metal from ever touching metal. Jets spray oil onto the underside of the pistons, cooling them from below as they take the full force of every explosion. Meanwhile, coolant flows through channels cast around each cylinder, absorbing the heat directly from the walls. It carries that heat to the radiator, where rushing air pulls it away. Cool in, hot out, continuously. 2 fluids, 2 loops, never mixing, never stopping. All that power now has to reach the road. First, the clutch connects the engine to the gearbox. Inside, dozens of gears spin in oil, permanently meshed, waiting to be selected. And when you shift, a brass ring matches the speeds of 2 spinning parts in milliseconds, so the teeth can engage without grinding. The differential splits that power between two wheels, letting them turn at different speeds through every corner. And at each wheel, a joint of steel balls delivers power while spinning, steering, and bouncing all at once. Combustion, valvetrain, turbo, oil, coolant, gearbox, differential. Hundreds of parts, thousands of movements, every single second. All of it, hidden behind metal you never see. Subscribe to Engine Core and understand the machine you drive from the inside out.